Hello, today I'm going to be teaching you how to case and uncase a cello such as we have here. And then I'm going to be teaching you some of the places where we're going to want to put the bow, what we're going to want to do with the bow, and then how we're going to place the case, where we're going to place the case, how we're going to hold the instrument while we are when we're moving it, and then what to do with the bow when you're not using it. And we're going to be getting into the details just of how, when you're beginning using a cello, these are very important things so that you do not end up damaging your instrument. And so let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, we have a cello right here. First off, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set it down. But first, before you set it down, I should mention this, you want to take out the bow. That needs to be the first thing you do. So take out the bow. This just helps it avoid problems with the case, forgetting that it's in there. You slam it down on the ground and oh no, your however expensive bow, whether it's $200 or whether it's a couple $1,000 bow, just got broken. That's definitely not how you want to start out. So we're going to set this, and when you take a bow, you want to set it somewhere where it's going to be out in the open and where it's not going to get broken. So I'm going to set this over here to the side right now, just keeping in mind that this is over here. Now, if you get up to leave your chair and you set it down on your seat, you want to be very careful that it's not going to be somewhere that it's going to fall or that it's going to get sat on or stepped on. You just want to make sure that it's somewhere out in the open and that it's going to be safe and protected. So if you have a table, it's great to set it up on a table or something of that sort. Now we're going to get the cello out, and we're going to just set this case down here, and we're going to zip it. And what you want to do is you want to just take it out very carefully, very slowly. That is one of the key things. So this cello case actually has a hole where that goes, and you want to try to get it with both hands if possible. Make sure that you get the neck as well. There we go. Now, I'm going to hold it just like this for now. And I'm going to move this case off to the side, that way I can get space. Now, generally speaking, in a class setup, you're going to have your students place your cases either on the right side or the left side. It doesn't really matter which side, just so that everyone is doing the same thing. You don't want to have a student that places it, for example, on the right side and another student who places it on the left side. The reason being, you want to make sure that you have clear walkways and be able to walk through the desks back and forth or wherever you're at, different seats. Now once we get the cello out, we just want to take it and place it down like this. And then the next step we're going to do is you're going to, when you're holding it, when you're going to move it, then let's say I'm going to move it, you're going to want to grab it from, this is under here, under this ridge right here. You're going to want to grab it there and hold that firmly. And then you want to grab it firmly by the neck. This is the neck area right here. And just make sure. And so then when we go to move it, we can just carry it like so, or you can also, it's generally best to carry it as like this. I'm sure there's some other variations out there, but this is one of the best and safest ways to do it. When we go back to recasing the cello, we want to take it, and this is where it changes a little bit. Now, remember, my bow is still over here to the side. It's over here. I'm just going to keep that there for now. You do not want to put the bow back in before you recase the instrument. The reason being, the same thing, you may forget about the bow being in there as you're jostling the case trying to get your instrument in. You just don't want to take that chance that the bow might snap or break. So what we're going to do, one of the easiest ways to do this is I'm going to hold the cello kind of here like this between my legs, just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to bring this case over here, and then I'm going to try to slide it around the neck, up over top of the neck. That way I don't have to fiddle with getting the neck in. Now you can see it fits nicely around. Now I can bring the case back down with the instrument so as not to damage the instrument. And then I'm going to position the cello and get it in around this endpoint with this case. Some cases may not have this hole down at the endpoint. I don't know if you can see that, but they may not have that point. So if it does, you want to make sure that you put your endpoint in there. If it not, it doesn't really matter. So then when we're zipping it, I'm going to make sure to zip up to the top. Zip up just like nice and like that, and we're done. No, we're actually not. We forgot. We must put the bow back in. This is where you want to be sure that the rest of your instrument is all there, because if you take your cello and you just are in a hurry, you forget your bow, again, you're taking a lot of chances, a lot of risk, unnecessary risk, that your bow may not end up the same way you had it when you got it. So now once this is this way, we want to stand the instrument back up, and you want to notice here's the strap here. You want to make sure that you're grabbing something sturdy when you're moving the case around. And now we're just going to carefully, gently slide this bow right back in its holder, just like that. And there you have it. And now we have the cello recased, that was uncased and recased. When you're going to move it around with the case, again, make sure to carry it with the strap right here. If you don't want to grab it by the strap like that, and you want to, some cases, such as this one, may have backpack carriers. It's a pretty common feature. And so if you're going to do that, you want to make sure to use those. But you do not want to just lug it around like this. That is a very precarious thing to do. So just make sure to grab it firmly. Just remember, these instruments are not cheap, and they cost a lot of money to replace or to repair. So you don't want to have to do that if possible. So just exercise caution, and slow is never a bad thing when using these types of expensive instruments. I hope that was beneficial for you and you learned something, and thanks for watching.